So, I made a new friend at the laundromat yesterday.
Of course you did.
I know. But we ended up talking for about 40 minutes while our stuff was in the dryer. Turns out she's from the same part of Brazil as my college roommate.
Only you could go somewhere to do laundry and come back with a new contact in your phone.
It's a skill, Kayla. You could learn it.
I think that's actually what we're talking about today.
I'm Marcus.
And I'm Kayla. Welcome to Almost Fluent.
Today, we're talking about small talk and American English. What it is, why Americans do it so much, and how to get comfortable with it without it feeling completely fake.
I think the thing that surprises a lot of people learning American English is just how much small talk there is. It's not like this everywhere. In some cultures, starting a conversation with a complete stranger would seem strange or even rude. Here, it's almost expected.
And it's not just with strangers. It's with your coworkers in the elevator, the cashier at the pharmacy, your neighbor when you're getting your mail. There's this constant low-level friendliness that's just woven into daily life.
Which I think genuinely confuses people from other countries because the phrases sound very warm, but they don't always mean what they literally say. Like, "How are you?" from an American stranger is not really a question.
It's basically just hello with extra steps.
Exactly. The expected answer is, "Good, thanks, how are you?" And then you move on. If you stop and actually tell someone how you are, you will make things very awkward very quickly.
I watched that happen to a coworker once. Someone asked how he was doing, and he started talking about his back pain, and the guy who asked just froze. He had no idea how to exit the conversation.
It's not that Americans are being dishonest when they ask. It's just that "how are you" is doing a different job in that moment. It's opening a door, not an invitation to walk through it.
I have never heard it described that way, but that is exactly right.
So what are the other phrases that work this way? Because I feel like there must be a few that trip people up.
What's up is a big one. If someone says what's up to you, they do not want a detailed answer. Not much, or hey, what's up, right back at them. That's all you need.
What about "how's it going"?
Same thing. Good, you? And you're done. The trick is that these phrases are really just signals. They mean, I see you, I acknowledge you, we're being friendly. They're not requests for information.
So if someone says, "Hey, how's it going?" and you just say, "Good," and keep walking, that's not rude?
Not at all. That's the correct response. The only time you'd actually stop and answer properly is if you know the person well and they ask in a way that makes it clear they actually want to hear the answer.
How can you tell the difference?
If your close friend sits down across from you and says, "No, really, how are you doing?" with that look on their face, that's different. But the guy who makes your coffee in the morning asking how you're doing while he's already reaching for a cup, that's a greeting. Match the energy you're given.
Match the energy you're given. So if someone gives you a two-word greeting, you give them a two-word answer back?
Exactly. If someone's being quick and casual, you be quick and casual. If someone's being warm and chatty, you can be warm and chatty. You're reading the room and responding in kind.
That explains why I always felt like I was overthinking it. I was trying to figure out the right answer when really I just needed to mirror what they were doing.
Here's the thing people don't realize about small talk, though. It's not actually about the words. It's about the feeling you're creating.
What do you mean?
When I talk to a stranger about the weather or their dog or whether the bus is running late, I'm not trying to learn anything. I'm trying to make the moment a little lighter. It's like a tiny gift you give each other. Hey, we're both humans standing here. Let's be pleasant about it.
That makes sense, but I think for a lot of people, myself included, it feels exhausting, like you have to perform friendliness constantly.
Do you find it exhausting when someone smiles at you on the street?
No, that's fine.
Small talk is just a verbal smile. You're not committing to anything. You're not making a new best friend. You're just making the interaction a little warmer than silence.
When you put it that way, it sounds less scary, but I still wouldn't know what to say half the time. What do you actually talk about?
That's the beauty of it. You can say almost anything. The weather is always available. It's so nice out today, or can you believe this rain? Works in any situation.
What if there's nothing interesting about the weather?
Then you talk about the situation you're in. Waiting in line? This line is crazy today. At a coffee shop? Have you tried their new thing? On public transport? Is this the one that goes to Oak Street? You're just narrating the shared experience.
So you're basically commenting on whatever both of you are already doing or seeing?
That's it. You don't need to come up with something clever or original. You just need to acknowledge what's happening around you. The other person is standing in the same line, looking at the same menu, waiting for the same bus. You've already got something in common.
I feel like I could actually do that. It takes all the pressure off trying to be interesting because the situation gives you the topic.
And if the other person doesn't want to talk, they'll just smile and give you a short response, and you're done. No harm, no awkwardness. But most of the time, people are happy to chat for a minute. It makes the wait go faster.
There are some topics you want to avoid, though, especially with people you don't know well.
Let me guess. Politics?
Politics, religion, money, anything too personal. You don't ask someone how much they earn or whether they're planning to have kids. Those are conversations you can have once you actually know someone. Small talk stays on the surface on purpose.
What about work? Because that seems to come up all the time. So what do you do?
Work is fine for small talk, but you keep it light. I work in marketing, or I'm in healthcare. You're giving a general answer, not a detailed job description. And if someone seems uncomfortable with the question, you just pivot. Anyway, have you been anywhere fun lately? Easy out.
I feel like the hardest part for me isn't starting small talk, it's ending it. How do you leave a conversation without being rude?
This is where Americans have developed some truly beautiful phrases. Well, I should let you go. That's a classic. You're framing it like you're doing them a favor by ending the conversation.
Even though you're the one who wants to leave.
Exactly. I won't keep you is another one. Or, I should get going, but it was great talking to you. You signal that the conversation is ending, you say something warm, and you're out.
What if you're stuck and the other person won't stop talking?
That's when you start moving physically. Take a step back, put your hand on a door handle, check your phone, and look apologetic. Body language tells them what you can't say with words.
I have to take this, even when no one's calling?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend lying, but a well-timed, "Oh, I just saw the time, I have to run," has never failed me. I think the biggest shift for learners is realizing that small talk isn't a test. You don't need perfect grammar or interesting opinions. You just need to show up and be present for 30 seconds.
And the more you do it, the easier it gets. It's like any other skill. You get comfortable with the patterns.
The patterns are your friend. How are you? Good, you? Can't complain. Nice day, huh? These are phrases you can use 100 times, and no one will think you're boring. They'll just think you're friendly.
Which is all you're really trying to communicate anyway.
That's it. You're just saying, I'm a safe, pleasant person, and this interaction doesn't have to be weird.
I'm going to try narrating the shared experience next time I'm stuck in line somewhere. See if I can finally understand why you come home from the laundromat with new friends.
You'll make a friend, I guarantee it. That is our episode on small talk. Thanks so much for spending this time with us. Whether small talk comes naturally to you or still makes you a little nervous, hopefully this gave you some phrases to work with.
It really is one of those things that feels overwhelming until you realize the goal isn't to say something interesting, it's just to be warm. Match the energy you're given, narrate the shared experience, the rest follows. And remember, the best way to build your English is exactly what you're already doing right now, just listening to real conversations. So keep tuning in. and it will come.
She's not wrong. We'll see you in the next episode.
See you next time on Almost Fluent.